Howdy folks, Charlie here from Christmas on Crestline. Thanks for tuning in. And thanks for tuning in to an announcement video. Longtime fans of the show know every year Christmas in July comes around and we do an extravaganza series. So this year, no different. You can tell by the Santa Claus Hawaiian shirt that I'm wearing that we're gearing up for our Christmas in July extravaganza series. And oh man, do we have a series for you this year. Last year, longtime fans of this show know that we came at you fast and furious, and we had an episode, I think, if not every other day, every 3 days, and it was just boom, 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 one after the other. We did some fun things where we froze some lights and we tried some water and electricity experiments to see what would work and what would screw up a show. And we reviewed Christmas magnets and Christmas clips and Christmas products, and we unboxed stuff. We did a ton of stuff. This year, no different, but you know what? Stepping our game up this year. This year, I'm not going to tell you who. I'm going to save that as a surprise for now, but we have another Christmas tuber coming on. Now, if you guys are fans of ChristmasTubers, you're already going to know him. We have a leader in the Christmas light manufacturing part of the industry coming on the show, going to answer some questions. We have some, when you reach out to me on ChristmasOnCrestline@gmail.com, or when you put a product comment below and you say, hey, Charlie, try this product out or test this for us, I don't forget about them. I save them, and then Christmas in July comes around, and we're going to test them. So, Bill, you probably had my favorite suggestion with the acrylic balls. Yeah, that's coming up here in July. Last year, we unveiled this new set. Last year, we unveiled our new mascot. We unveiled our new intros, our new outros. Did a ton of stuff. This year, no different. Not going to tell you everything we got going on, but I'll tell you on the peripheral. We have a new change to the way Christmas on Crestline looks coming out in July. Another big change. We're going to do something every July. We're going to keep moving forward. So we got another big change to how we look visually. We've had some companies. I get things all the time. People will say, hey, review this on your show, or hey, try this on your show. Normally, I just turn them down because it looks like junk and they just want the free advertisement. But I had a company reach out to me recently and say, hey, will you try this product out and review it on the show? I think I'm gonna like what they have. So I said, yeah, sure. Send me your product and I'll test it out. And so I'll do an unboxing of that and we'll do a review of that. And my only deal, and I tell everybody that reaches out and everybody that wants to have me review their product, I'm gonna give an honest review. I'm not, just because you're giving it me the product, doesn't mean I'm gonna like the product or even say I like the product. So we're gonna see how that turns out. We're going to do some unboxings. We are going to do just a ton of stuff, some prop builds. We're going to have a fun time. Patreon supporters. If you're not a Patreon supporter, go to patreon.com. Look up Christmas on Crestline. Support the show, because at Christmas in July, our Patreon supporters, you're going to get a ton of cool stuff and have some neat things done for you. In addition to getting early access, like I have, I think on our YouTube side, I think I put up 2 or 3 of the shows we did. Our Patreon side, I think we have at least 8 songs that are up there. So, and I'll release those to YouTube, probably October, November-ish. But Patreon gets early access to a lot of stuff, and there are some things that are just Patreon videos. Like we did the Big Mac Challenge. My stepson and I did that. That's been on Patreon for a while, and it's getting some interesting comments about it. It's a fun episode. We're going to do some fun episodes for our Christmas in July extravaganza series. But go to Patreon, support the show. You get free products. You get some Starburst lights behind me. You get coins. You get the metal koozies. You get hats. You get shirts. You get stuff. It's fun. Go to Patreon, check us out, because you're going to want to be a Patreon supporter during our Christmas in July extravaganza series. Trust me. So get on there, do that. We'll be doing some fun things for our Patreon supporters in July. Just tons of fun stuff going on. And again, if you tuned in today to watch the continuation of our Disney Descendants Audrey's Christmas Rewind programming, Well, there was a technical error, and I filmed about 8 hours of me programming, and I went to go edit the footage. There's an audio issue, so all that footage just got trashed. So I'm about a minute into programming that. I might save some of that and put it up on Patreon, just so there's kind of a neat thing for Patreon. I like to do that from time to time if it's footage, and I know it's not really necessarily poor quality, because the quality of everything there is fine, just the audio is a little bit off, and it's not what you guys have come to expect of me. I like to put it on Patreon, just so if they want to make fun, they can make fun. But it's kind of a neat behind the scenes thing, so I might put some of that up on Patreon. But yeah, that's about 2 weeks out from continuing, just because there's an audio problem, and it takes me a ton of time to edit those videos when I record them. So that's still coming out. But yeah, Christmas in July, 6 weeks away. Can you believe it? Yeah, still no haircut. My chops are getting big. Still no haircut. We are open here in Wichita Phase 1. Haircut places just opened this afternoon, but when I called, there are 1,300 people behind in the waiting list. So I'm not going to rush in and get a haircut anytime soon. So you'll still see these big old pork chops here going on for a little while. But yeah, subscribe to the show. Check us out on Patreon. You're going to want to be a Patreon supporter for our Christmas in July Extravaganza series. You absolutely are. You'll have a lot to do with how the show takes place. I'll leave it at that. Go be a Patreon supporter if you want to know more. I'm Charlie. Oh, last thing. If you want me to test anything, you want me to review anything during the Extravaganza series, let me know. Put it down in the comments. If you're like, hey, I've always been curious about insert item, I'll check it out. And if it's something I can use for my show, or maybe even something I've been curious about, I'll buy it, I'll unbox it, I'll review it. You can see if you want to buy it for yourself. No big deal. Let me know what you want to see happen in the Christmas in July Extravaganza series. Nothing is off the table. Nothing. As long as it's nothing weird like, hey, let me see your dog jump off the roof. We've been there. We've done that. We're not repeating it. You guys know what I'm talking about, especially you Patreon subscribers. Hey, I'm Charlie. Let me know what you guys want to review. Check us out on Patreon. I'll see you guys here next week. I'm Charlie. See you in the next video, guys.